The Realme 6 Pro. Now, if you've been following me on social media, I mentioned that this is one of the best mid-range phones I've tested so far this year, and after several days of testing it, let me tell you why. Hi everyone, my name is Janus, creator of Pinoy Techdad, and today I'll share my experience with the Realme 6 Pro and why I love using it. But before anything else, if you want to see an unboxing video and my initial impressions about the Realme 6 Pro, click the link up on the right corner. Anyway, at the bottom you'll find a headphone jack, a USB Type-C port, and a down-firing speaker. On the right side, you have the power button with an integrated fingerprint scanner. On the left side, you'll find the volume buttons, and one of the Realme 6 Pro's main selling points is its dual front-facing camera, which I actually really like. And at the back, you have a quad camera setup, and then we really need to take some time to talk about the crazy cool back panel design that we have on this. It's a thunderbolt/lightning bolt design that looks really awesome. Be warned, however, that it's a glossy type Gorilla Glass 5 back panel that will get easily filled with fingerprint smudges. As much as I don't like glossy back panels, I really love this, and that's a trade-off that I will take just to get this awesome looking back panel design. Next, let's talk about performance. With the Snapdragon 720G, the Realme 6 Pro is perfectly designed for gaming. And of course, when you have a phone that can game, it also means that it can handle your favorite daily apps easily as well. Browsing through social media feels even smoother because you now have a 90Hz screen refresh rate, but we'll touch more on this later. In addition, the Realme 6 Pro's 8GB of RAM ensures that you can open up multiple applications without worrying about running out of memory. Overall, I really like the implementation of the Realme UI. It's not quite close to vanilla Android, but it doesn't come with much bloatware either. So I really appreciate that from Realme. So one of Realme's key selling points for the Realme 6 Pro is its 90Hz screen refresh rate. And that's understandable because most mid-range phones never get the 90Hz treatment. You normally get 90Hz or higher refresh rates from phones that are flagship level, and those are pricey. But here we have the Realme 6 Pro at the upper tier mid-range with a beautiful Full HD IPS LCD panel with a 90Hz screen refresh rate. Now, I'm not really the biggest fan of high refresh rates on phones as they don't do much in terms of performance, but I'd be lying if I said that it didn't look good. And as superficial as it is, the 90Hz screen refresh rate does add fluidity and smoothness to your experience. However, although the Realme 6 Pro has a gorgeous looking screen, I just need to point out the fact that it's not an OLED display. But the colors are still punchy and vibrant, and even if you're coming from an OLED display, I don't think you'll notice any drop off in terms of quality. Just don't expect to get inky blacks. But I really enjoyed my time watching videos on this, especially on YouTube or Netflix, because of its 6.6-inch display. Now, the Realme 6 Pro's camera is what really caught me off guard. The quality is way more than what I expected at this price range, and the level of sharpness and detail is such a welcome surprise. And I absolutely love the Chroma Boost feature that allows you to boost the colors to make them look more lively. Now, the 64-megapixel main camera has Samsung's GW1 sensor, and for reference, the GW1 sensor has been used on the Realme XT, Redmi Note 8 Pro, and Samsung Galaxy A81 among others. Now, what that essentially means is that you'll get great photos out of the Realme 6 Pro's main camera. Now, one feature I really like about the Realme 6 Pro is its Ultra Image Stabilization, or UIS. It's basically a software-based image stabilization almost similar to action cameras. What's even better is that it's also available on both of the front-facing cameras. Now, for those of you who are aspiring vloggers, you can now easily vlog without worrying about shaky images. Now, it does have a downside. It's only limited to 1080p resolution, so even if you select 4K resolution, enabling the Ultra Steady feature automatically downsizes your resolution to Full HD. Now, as for night mode, the Realme 6 Pro does a decent job. You'll get good results in low light scenarios, but of course, as with all cameras, dark scenes are still very tricky. Hence, if you're shooting in dark scenes, expect to get softer images with lesser details. Now, video quality is okay. You'll get 50 Mbps bitrate at 4K resolution and about 20 Mbps bitrate at 1080p resolution. And for reference, my videos here on YouTube shot on my Sony a6400 camera goes up to 100 Mbps at 4K resolution. And as with most phones that I've tested, panning or moving side to side usually causes a jittery effect. But overall, the Realme 6 Pro will give you great quality photos, just don't expect it to be on the flagship level. The Snapdragon 720G is built for gaming. With that said, you'll have a very smooth experience playing games on the Realme 6 Pro. You'll be able to push game graphics to maximum with very little to no effect in performance. I was able to play Mobile Legends, Black Desert Online, Honkai Impact 3, Call of Duty, PUBG, and other games at their highest available graphical settings with no issues at all. The back panel got a little warm after playing for several hours, but never to a point that it became a big deal. Also, if you need more boost in your performance, you can do that with game space. The only downside, of course, is that you'll drain your battery faster. Now, as for the 90Hz screen refresh rate, you won't really get its benefits gaming-wise because most games don't run higher than 60 frames per second. But hopefully more games run on unlocked frame rates in the future, so you'll be able to put the Realme 6 Pro's 90Hz screen refresh rate to good use. The Realme 6 Pro has 4,300 mAh of battery. It's not the most impressive, but you can actually expect to use this for a full day without the need to recharge on normal usage with a mix of social media browsing, YouTube viewing, and some gaming. But the best thing about the Realme 6 Pro is its fast charging. At 30 watts fast charging, you can go from single-digit battery percentage up to 100% in a little over an hour. In my charging test, the Realme 6 Pro went up to 30 watts fast charging. Just take note, however, that it uses the VOOC or VOOC fast charging, so the 30 watts fast charging feature only works with the included power brick. So if you use a third-party charger, you'll only get half of the charging speed. Alright, so I think this is the most important for you guys. The Realme 6 Pro comes at 16,990 pesos, and the only variant available now is the 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. And hopefully you were able to get the promo because the first 200 people to purchase the Realme 6 Pro on Lazada will get a free Realme band. Anyway, if you weren't fast enough to be one of the first 200 people to purchase the Realme 6 Pro, I'll still put the links in the description box where you can purchase it. Alright, so I know the price is a little bit steeper than what we all wanted. It's basically 17,000 pesos, and at this price range, you might be considering the non-Pro variant instead, as the Realme 6 with the 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage costs 3,000 pesos less, and the only remarkable differences between the two are the lack of telephoto lens and the single front-facing camera of the non-Pro version. But are those two omissions on the camera enough for you to consider the Pro version? Well, if you're a camera person or you're interested in vlogging with your phone, I'd say the Realme 6 Pro's camera advantage definitely makes it worth getting over the non-Pro version. But without any comparisons, let me just say that the Realme 6 Pro is one of the best mid-range phones out there. This is definitely a phone that I can highly recommend to everyone who has the budget for it. So if you've already decided to get the Realme 6 Pro and you're just waiting for one more opinion about it, let me push you over the edge and tell you that this is a great purchase. You won't regret getting this at all. Now, if you still can't decide, I know my friends from the Gadget Gang, Sula Tech Reviews, and Gadget Sidekick will have their opinion about the Realme 6 Pro. So go ahead and check out their channels as well. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell button so you can watch more videos like this in the future. And if you have more questions about the Realme 6 Pro, drop them in the comment section. But for now, that's it for today, guys. Keep safe and have a great day.